Support provided by Natchitoches Regional Medical Center, Northwestern State University, and Louisiana Tech.
Did you mention turnovers and takeaways by the defense? Because that's what Louisiana Tech's defense has been doing all season long. In fact, they lead the country in touchdowns scored on defense, 13th overall. Well, they also played Thursday night. They were over in Georgia, believe it or not, for the first time, and you ready for this? 100 years in the state of Georgia, Louisiana Tech taking on Kennesaw State. That's a team that last year won 2 wins. Well, this year, a little different, because they've been playing very well and looking to make it 4 in a row. They got a brand new coach that came from North Carolina Central, Sonny Cumbie, trying to get his team ready to go, and they did early. Blake Baker, after 2 big passes, Baker 21 yards up the middle, gets it down inside the 5-yard line. 3 plays later, I love this formation. Bunch formation, but they swing them outside, nobody catches them. You get into the end zone, and Amari Wiggins takes it in, and it's 7-0. Second quarter, that's the trouble. Blake Baker leaves the field, does not come back into the game. So we're tied at 7 when Trey Kukoc is in at quarterback, and that's picked off. And that's going the other way. And to Scott's point, Cody Jones gives them good field possession, and it sets up this nice play by Gabriel Benyard, who takes it in from 9 yards out. So turning defense into points, 14-7, Kennesaw. Third quarter, same score, Dexter Williams, the second, hits Jordan Jackson across the middle. And this defense for Louisiana Tech is starting to get shredded. 29 yards, it's 21-7. Bulldogs do get in the red zone. Evan Bullock is now in at quarterback, but he gets picked off in the end zone. They were 4 yards away. Now it comes out to the 20, and Kennesaw takes advantage. Watch Williams. Watch this pass, Scott. You talk about threading a needle. 3 defenders and 1 on the backside, but he hits it to Lyndon Ravar. It's 28-7. And then for good measure, Williams II to Coleman Bennett, who breaks all sorts of tackles from one of the better defenses in the country. He scores from 50 yards out. It was a rough night for the Dogs as Kennesaw gets it done. 35-7 at home. Here's head coach Sonny Cumbie.
We had probably our best week of preparation this week when you think about Monday through this game. And that's why this what I think it boils down to is we just didn't compete to our best from the standpoint of we got outcompeted, we got outplayed because our preparation and the execution in our preparation, really all 2 days that we were live, and then the other 2 days, it was great preparation. And so, I think the competition piece, and then when you get into, moving targets, our guys have got to perform better, and we've got to coach better, and we got to find better solutions to getting guys the ball in space. And I know Coach Franklin will do that, and his staff will do that. And at some point, this offense is going to click like we clicked the first 2 halves of Southern Miss and New Mexico State. You just got to sometimes find the right recipe in terms of players and having those guys making sure that they're in position to make plays. And when they do have an opportunity to make a play, we make it.
So take a look at the numbers here. Remember, we had a chance to talk to Sonny Cumbie 1 week ago on post-game notes on Sunday, and he talked about still trying to find that rhythm with what they're doing for Tech's offense. Well, last night on that opening drive, right down the field, Baker runs for 21 yards. They punch it into the end zone, and it's 7-0. But then he leaves the game early second and doesn't come back, and you can see what happened to him. 107 yards before the end of the first quarter. Final 3, you see their total yards. Look at the first downs. Look at what happened for Kennesaw after Baker left versus what Louisiana Tech was able to do. Scott, I know you never planned for a quarterback leaving, but Louisiana Tech, their offense had been coming around. You've kind of settled in on your guy. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden you lose him, and there was no blatant injury. Like, we didn't see anything go down. He wasn't grabbing, nothing broken. He walks off the field. He doesn't come back. Now you're asking guys to step up on the road against a team with new confidence playing well, and you saw what happened.
Well, there's 2 things that happen. I think sometimes when you lose your quarterback, the offensive play caller kind of gets conservative a little bit. And then this is the guy who takes all the reps all week in practice.
Sure.
So you have an offense built around the guy that you have playing quarterback. And then I think defensively, sometimes the air goes out of the sails a little bit for the defensive guys. Because now, as a defensive player, you're saying, we lost our starting quarterback. We have to play perfect. We can't give up any points. The defense coordinator starts calling the game a little bit tighter, doesn't want to give up any big plays, so he doesn't blitz as much. So a lot happens in your mind when it comes to losing the quarterback.
Yeah, and to your point, remember the defense, 13th in the country, giving up just about 15 points, maybe just shy of 15 points. They got shredded for 35, and you saw a lot of the broken tackles. Mm-hmm. So it affected everybody on both sides of the ball. We don't know the status of Baker. We don't know if he could come back. They've got an extended time period before their next game. But if he can't, now you're back to rotating quarterbacks again. And one of them that we saw playing in the latter part of the game, Evan Bullock. He's a redshirt sophomore, and I know you know him and what he did last year. Maybe this is his opportunity to get back into the rhythm. Yeah, and Evan played a lot as a freshman. Played really well last year as a true freshman, which is hard to do. But Evan played in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. He was
4A Class 4A Offensive Player of the Year, outstanding career at Anna. Well, got close to winning the state championship. So I've seen Evan play a long time. He's more of a pocket passer. He's not going to impress you with outside the pocket, making plays with his feet, but he will stand in the pocket and make some impressive throws. He's got a really good arm. Now it's just putting that offense around him to see if you can adapt it to his strengths.
Well, and the good thing is for Louisiana Tech, especially now that we're into October and you get these kind of off schedules in terms of midweek games. We talked to Sonny Cumbie 1 week ago. He had one game between last week and October 21st. That game was last night. It's a bad loss, but now you get extra time to prepare because their next game isn't next weekend. It's the following Tuesday. So a little extra time to work in Bullock and everybody else, and also get an evaluation on Baker and see how he's doing.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note, I think defensively, you saw this Louisiana Tech team play some really great defense. We went back to the LSU game time and time again, talked about how they're playing as good as anybody in the country. And then last week they lost Colby Fields for the year.
Yep.
That's a devastating injury. I think back to my time with the Saints. If we lost a guy like Jonathan Vilma, that would be devastating. When you lose guys like that on defense, it's tough to replace them in 1 week. So having that mini bye this week will help them as well, find out some guys who can fit those pieces into the puzzle.
That's a great point because of how good he was playing, and it's a tough loss. Now they'll regroup before their next game Tuesday a week.